Welcome to Learn Commerce PU online classes. Don't forget to like our video and subscribe our YouTube channel for all
Welcome to
updates.
second PU Computer Science online classes. So in this class we are going to learn from chapter 14 SQL command. The important command is the group by clause. Group by clause. So in group by clause we know that the meaning of the group by clause to arrange identical data into groups, and the group by clause follows the where clause in select statement, follows the group by clause follow the where clause by using or in a select statement and precedes the order by clause. And I already said before going to after using the group by clause, I said to arrange identical data into groups. Now we are going to discuss about our identical data into groups. So we know that the group functions are built in SQL function. In SQL function some of the group functions are there, or some of the functions developed by our SQL. So all are called as the group functions. Some examples are there. Maybe the examples like our Sql Count, or maybe the Sql Distinct, Sql Max, Min, Average and Sum. So all are the example for the group functions, and that operate the group functions that operate on group of rows and return one value for the entire group. Now I said that operate on group of rows and return one value for the entire group. I want the total value of this column. The name of the column is the total. Maybe I want the total. So first value is the 10,000, second value is 20,000 and third value is 30,000. So now just only the total value is 30 plus 20 50 plus 10 60. So we can say that operate on group of rows. Okay, so row 1, record 1, record 2, record 3, that operate on group of rows and return one value. So return value, RETURN, returning value here, the value is the 60,000. So that operate on group of rows and return one value for the entire group. So this is only called as the to arrange identical data into groups. So clear the meaning. So we can say the group by clause is used with the select statement to arrange identical data into group, and the group by clause follows the where clause in select statement and precedes the order by clause. So we know that in our SQL function some of the group functions are there. So the functions are Sql Count and Sql Distinct, Sql Max, Sql Min, Sql Average and the Sql Sum. Now we are going to explain one by one all those functions. Now first of all I am selecting the Sql Count. So why we using count, counting? So we can say that this function returns the number of rows in the table. How many records are there? Everything going to return. Clear this point here? So count, that means counting the record. So this function return the number of rows in the table. But in our SQL count here, two condition we need to we think about, or we can get it as a note. So the first thing is about our where condition, second thing is about our without where condition. So the first one, what's the difference to our where condition and without where condition? So we can say that satisfy the condition must specified in the where clause. If the condition is satisfied, then only it returning. Correct no क्या? Returning the number of the records, just only how many records they want, how many record they selected, or a particular record they selected, then only it's going to return. But if you are not using the where clause, how it going to return? So we can say that if the where clause is not specified, okay, is not satisfied or is not specified, then it returns, or the query returns here the total number of records in the table. So clear the meaning? So we can say that the first of all, the SQL count, the uses of the SQL count to return this function, returning the number of records in the table, how many records are there in the table, by using functions like our count function. And also we using where condition, without where condition. So with the where condition means that satisfy the condition specified in the where clause, correct here? Or without where clause means here it going to return the total number of records in the table. Now let's the next shall we use by using the example about the SQL count. So maybe if you want to select the number of employees in a particular department, just only in our employees table we already added one column. The name of the column is the department, and in department some of the department names are there, some of the names are computer science, maybe the department name is the physics, chemistry, or maybe the statistics here, or maybe the maths. So some of the names, the values we already given to the column department. Now just only I want to check, or I want to select the number of employees in a particular department. The particular department means in any one department. I selected one particular department. So how I am using the query? That means the query I am going to write as the select count star. Why? Because I am going to count the record and using a particular department record from employees, okay, or maybe any table name is there, we can write here employees where department is equal to computer science. And we know that maybe if any group of characters, such one going to enclose by using single quote. So I used in our where condition, I used a particular department. I want to check just only the department, that is the department name is the computer science. Maybe in our column, the first column is the computer science, the second one is the physics, third column is the also the computer science, fourth one is the maths, and next one is the chemistry. That means it's going to display two record, that is the particular record that is called as the computer science record only it going to display. Why? Because we know that the where condition is using, if such condition is satisfied, it displaying a specified record in our table. So we need to write as the select count from employees where department is equal to computer science. And why we using such a syntax? Why? Because I want to select, I want to check the number of employees in a particular department. The department name is the computer science. I want to check, okay, how many records are there, that is from our computer science in our department column. And later the second example, maybe I want to select or I want to check the number of employees in all department. There is no any particular department. I am not going to select any one department by using the where clause. I want to select how many department are there, every department in this case here. So that means just only in our computer science here, two records just only going to display, correct? No? Why? Because the count I completed in two places, the name of the computer science. So just only two record going to display here. But in this example shows about the number of employees in all the department. There is no any particular department. That means we need to show the record, the number of record from all department here. So how we are using the example, select count star from employees. That means all record, how many records are there, every record going to display. Maybe in case if you are using select count star from employees where department is equal to chemistry, that means just only one record going to display, okay. Maybe the computer science, how many record you are writing, how in our column, in our department column, if you are using the computer times 2 times means 2 record of the computer going to show, maybe 3 times means 3 records. Maybe one time if you are completed the chemistry in department column, then it going to show 1 record of the chemistry. But if you are not using where clause, how many records are there in table employee? Every record going to display. Clear this point? So this is the meaning of the SQL count. Now later next one is about our SQL distinct. So why we using the SQL distinct? So the SQL distinct or this function is used to select distinct rows. That means the unique rows. Clear this point here? The unique values rows. So distinct mean just only the unique value. Maybe if you are using 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is the example for the unique. All those value displayed uniquely. Okay, only one time. No any value repeated oftenly or many times. Whatever the value I used, every value is uniquely going to display 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe instead of this one, if you are using 1, 1, 1, it is not called as the unique. Why? Because the one value repeated many times. It is not the example for the unique. The suitable example 1, 2, 3, 4. Whatever the record is there going to display one time only. It is called as the unique, by which only one value can exist, no duplication can. Okay, so this is the meaning of the unique. Now the SQL distinct, the distinct meaning is also called as the distinct rows. The distinct means unique rows. So here just I want to check in this example or in our distinct function, I want to check select all distinct department name from employee. Okay, I want, why? Because in our employee table one department is there, the department column is there, and just only I want to check from distinct department name. Maybe our computer science not going to show. Why? Because in this example I already said why? Because by using the where clause I said I completed 3 times the computer science, so it's not going to show 3 times such computer science. It's showing just only one time only. Clear this point here? Whatever the duplicate record it going to remove, and all those record going to show one time only. So we can say select distinct department from employee. So whatever the columns, whatever the values are there in department column, all those department name going to show one time only by using this function like our SQL distinct. Clear this point here? So this select distinct department from employee. And why we using? Why? Because to select all distinct department names from employee table. Okay, and later after that about our SQL max function. So what about the SQL max function? So we can say this function or the SQL max function is used or select to get the maximum value from a column. Maybe in this column 10,000, 20,000, 30,000. 3 records are there. So the maximum value is the, we can't say 10,000 or the 20,000 is the maximum. Why? Because here one more value is there. The value is the 30,000. So when you are going to compare these 3, the 30,000 is the maximum value. So we can say the SQL max. Why we using the SQL max? So this function is using or selecting just to return the maximum value from a column, okay, or to get the maximum salary drawn by an employee. Maybe in our salary column I want to check who will get the maximum salary. Okay, so here just only I am using the syntax. The syntax is the select max salary, the column name. Okay, this is the column name, and from this column salary I want to select the maximum value, and the table name is the employee. So that means to get the maximum salary drawn by an employee. Maybe if you are using this example, on that time it going to display the value 30,000. Clear this point here? And later next one is about our next example, Sql Mean Function. So this function is used or return the minimum or to get the minimum value from a column. That means it is showing the minimum value from the column here. So how we are using the syntax, or in simple way we can say to get the minimum salary drawn by an employee. So the syntax is the select min from table from column salary and table name is the employees. So I am using or select min in bracket salary from employees. On that time it going to show the value 30,000. Why? Because 10,000, 20,000, 30,000 is there. So the minimum value is the 10,000 it going to show. So we can say that operate on group of rows and return one value for the entire group. Okay. So minimum function, that means to get the minimum value from a column. Clear this point? And later next one is the SQL average. So why we using the average? Max is using to get maximum value from a column. Min is using to get the minimum value from a column. Now what's the use of the SQL average? So we can say the SQL average function is used to get the average value of a numeric number or the numeric column. Clear this point? The average value of a numeric to get the average salary. Clear this point here? To get the average salary. So here the total salary is the 60,000. How many records are there? That is going to divide by 3. So 60,000 divided by 3. So whatever the answer will get, so such answer is called as the average. So clear this point here? So we can say that the SQL average. So such one is using to get the average value, the average value of a numeric column, or to get the average salary from a column. So this is by using the syntax select average salary from employee. Clear this point here? Select the average salary from employee to get the average value of a numeric column. And lastly we can say that the SQL sum function. So what's the use of the SQL sum function? Why? Because we can say the SQL sum function is used to return or to get the total sum. Correct? No, the sum value of a numeric column, the total salary or the sum value of a numeric column here, to get the total salary given out to the employees. So how many salary or the total salary given to the employees here? So the total salary in this example, the salary is the 60,000. To get such a value we need to write the syntax. The syntax is the select sum of salary from employee. On that time it returning the value is the 60,000. So we can say that all are called as the SQL function. The SQL function also called as the group function. So some of the group functions in our SQL are SQL distinct and SQL count, SQL max, SQL min, SQL average, SQL sum. Thank you.
Don't forget to like our video and subscribe our YouTube channel for all the updates.